And just like that, round two is over. Round three is almost over. The Chicago Bears have made all three of their selections today in day two. Let's talk all about it. Bear down. Let me go ahead and put the volume down as the NFL draft is still going on right now as we speak. However, what is important right now is we'll just discuss real quickly what the Chicago Bears did with our first three picks here today in day two. Overall, it seems like it's been a mixed bag of fans reacting to the news. The additions of Gervon, Dexter Sr., Tyrique Stevenson, and Zacch Pickens, all three defensive players, which are a big need, of course. Bears first add with the 53rd overall pick in the draft, defensive tackle Gervon Dexter Sr. Some people left scratching their heads. As I understand, watching some of the film, you kind of see the rawness in this player, right? He still needs to refine his craft, got to get better, being more consistent. However, he does have the tools that are needed to compete in the league. He does show flashes. So it's going to be interesting to see what our coaching staff is able to do to help develop this guy because he is definitely not a finished product, but someone that I will be cheering for. I'm okay with that pick. We'll see what happens. The second pick that was made today was Tyrique Stevenson. Chicago actually moved up from the 61st pick to the 56th pick overall, trading with the Jacksonville Jaguars. This one doesn't really come to me as a surprise. Tyrique Stevenson, a physical corner, a guy that can be left alone in the island. Not the best athlete. However, he is a stingy cornerback for sure. Physical, seems to fit the mold that the Bears want to bring into the locker room. I'm all right with this pick as well. I think this is actually my favorite pick of day two. Um, didn't leave me scratching my head as much as the other two selections. But the one thing that we did notice, or at least that I did notice while looking at this, that didn't come to a surprise, um, on the defensive side of the ball, when the Bears did have their official top 30 visits, there was three defensive tackles that were hosted. It was Jalen Carter, Mozzie Smith, both going in the first round, of course, and Gervon Dexter was the third defensive tackle that made his official visit to Hallis Hall, the top 30 visit. Also, the Bears did host just two cornerbacks with the official top 30 visits. That was Deontay Banks from Maryland and Tyrique Stevenson. So it was fair to say that those guys had really good visits, and Chicago stuck to their board. They stuck to these picks. Some people believe that they kind of reached, they kind of got these guys a little early. Um, Me personally, man, I'm not going to lie, the Giants got him right after. I wanted John Michael Schmidt. I thought he was the best center coming out of the draft. However, Ryan Poles, to me, I felt, or at least we can make the assumption that we quote unquote reached or got someone a little earlier, was because it seemed like those big defensive linemen were going quickly around that time. We started seeing guys going off the board at the position. So I understand the logic and the thinking. But and then going into the third round, the first pick in the third round, we went ahead and added another big guy. This time is Zacch Pickens, the 6'4", 304-pound defensive tackle out of South Carolina with the 64th overall pick. Look, I hope these guys pan out. We hope that they can definitely contribute quickly. They should be able to contribute quickly. Let's be honest. We don't have too much depth at that defensive line position. Hopefully, they can make it happen in Chicago. Finally, bring back the monsters of the Midway. One thing we can't do is complain about the Bears not doing anything on the defensive side of the ball, not adding depth, not adding, size And they definitely did that today. Gervon Dexter, 6'6", 313 pounds. Again, he has high upside, lower floor, I feel, but he is athletic. He does show great potential. I hope he works out. And Tyrique Stevenson, I think is going to be really good fit for the Bears. You need three solid cornerbacks. So with Kyler Gordon, with Jalen Johnson, and now you have Tyrique Stevenson. The secondary is actually looking really nice. Linebackers, of course, look good. We're going to see what the Bears decide to do the rest of the way. But I think overall it was a solid day. I don't believe in giving grades right away after a draft. I'd like to wait a couple of years at least, see what these players turn into. But what are your thoughts? I'd like to just hear it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and just leave your comments down below. What are your initial thoughts on the draft so far? Day two. Bear down.